One sting. That's all it takes. One sting from the wrong insect, and you're on the ground, shaking, unable to think about anything except the pain. Scientists actually study this. They rank it. There is a scale developed specifically to measure how unbearable an insect sting can be. And the ones at the top of that scale, they're not rare creatures hiding in some distant jungle. Some of them live right where people walk, climb, and work every single day. Today, we're counting down the 7 most painful insect stings in the world. And by the end of this list, you'll never look at a small creature the same way again. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell because this is exactly the kind of content we bring every week. And if you're already part of the channel, drop a like before we continue. It helps more than you think and takes 2 seconds. Now, let's get into the list. Number 7. Amazonian giant centipede. But what it does to the human body more than earns its place on this list. Found deep in the Amazon rainforest, this centipede can grow up to 35 centimeters long, bigger than a standard school ruler. And it doesn't just sit there looking intimidating, it actively hunts. Its diet includes other centipedes, lizards, small rodents, and bats. In caves, it hangs from the ceiling and waits, completely still, until a bat flies close enough to grab. When it strikes, it drives its forciples, claw-like appendages near its head, directly into the skin and injects venom. For humans, the venom isn't usually fatal, but the aftermath is anything but mild. Intense, immediate pain, high fever, swelling, weakness, and a throbbing discomfort that can last for days. In the Amazon, locals know one rule: never reach into dark spaces without looking first. Number 6. Acacia ant. In Mexico and Central America, there's a tree called the bullhorn acacia. Its thorns are hollow, and something decided to move in. The acacia ant lives exclusively inside those hollow thorns. The tree provides shelter and food. In return, the ants guard the plant with an aggression that seems completely out of proportion to their size. Touch the tree, just touch it, and within seconds, dozens of ants pour out and attack. No warning, no buildup, just an immediate, coordinated assault from insects that seem personally offended you got too close. The sting is sharp, burning, and relentless, especially when it comes from multiple ants at once, which it almost always does. In areas where these ants live, the local advice is simple: look before you touch anything, because the tree that looks harmless almost never is. Number 5. Tarantula hawk wasp. The name alone should be enough. This wasp hunts tarantulas, not to kill them, but to paralyze them. One sting is all it takes to immobilize a spider several times its size. The wasp then drags the living, paralyzed tarantula back to its nest and lays an egg on it. When the larva hatches, it has a fresh meal waiting. Against humans, the tarantula hawk rarely attacks unless provoked. But if it does sting, the pain is immediate, electric, and overwhelming. And there's one more thing that makes this wasp particularly unsettling. Some species in this group can spray venom directly into the eyes of a threat. The result is intense burning, uncontrollable tearing, and temporary blindness. Before the sting even happens, the victim is already incapacitated. Number 4. Paper wasp. Almost everyone knows someone who's been stung by a paper wasp. And almost everyone who's experienced it uses the same word to describe it: burning. The sting delivers an immediate, searing pain. Many people describe it as acid being poured directly onto an open cut. The area swells, reddens, and remains sensitive for hours. Paper wasps are highly defensive of their nests. Get too close, and they don't wait to see what happens next. They sting first. And if the colony decides you're a threat, one sting quickly becomes many. For children, elderly people, or anyone with allergies, multiple stings can escalate into a medical emergency fast. This is not a creature to underestimate simply because it's common. Number 3. Red harvester ant. At first glance, it just looks like another ant. It isn't. The sting of the red harvester ant has been compared by victims to having an ingrown toenail removed without anesthesia. Sharp, deep, and completely unrelenting. These ants feed primarily on seeds, but they defend their colonies like something that feeds on much larger things. The moment they sense a threat, the response is collective and immediate. Dozens of ants attack simultaneously, and each one stings independently. What makes this especially dangerous is that most people who get attacked never saw the nest. They were just walking. They just happened to step too close. One ant is painful enough. An entire colony is something else entirely. Number 2, great black wasp. The great black wasp doesn't go looking for trouble. It's not aggressive by nature, and most encounters with humans end without incident. But cross it near its nest, and the experience changes completely. Like the tarantula hawk, this wasp uses paralyzed prey, tarantulas and other large insects, as living incubators for its eggs. The prey stays alive, immobile, while the larva develops and feeds. If a human receives its sting, the pain is intense, a deep burning sensation accompanied by significant swelling. The sting site remains sensitive long after the initial pain subsides. What sets this wasp apart isn't just the sting itself, it's the combination of size, hunting efficiency, and the almost clinical way it immobilizes its victims. Everything about it is built to cause maximum damage with minimal effort. Number 1, bullet ant. At the top of the list sits an insect that has earned its reputation many times over. The bullet ant is widely considered to produce the most painful sting of any insect on Earth. Its name comes directly from the experience of being stung. Countless victims describe it as the feeling of being shot. The venom responsible is called ponerotoxin, and it attacks the nervous system directly. The pain arrives almost instantly after the sting and doesn't fade quickly. It can remain at peak intensity for up to 24 hours, throbbing, burning, and relentless, often accompanied by tremors, muscle spasms, excessive sweating, and temporary loss of movement in the affected limb. The bullet ant lives in the tropical forests of Central and South America, building its colonies at the base of trees. In some indigenous communities, enduring a bullet ant sting, or many of them, is part of a coming-of-age ritual. Young men wear gloves filled with the ants and must keep them on without showing pain. Most people who have been stung once say the same thing. Once is more than enough. 7 stings. 7 very good reasons to pay attention to what's crawling, flying, or waiting in the dark around you. If this list made you uncomfortable, good. That means you'll be more careful next time. Subscribe to Top Curious Planet and hit the bell because the next video goes just as deep into the things nature doesn't warn you about. Drop a comment below. Which sting on this list would you least want to experience? Let's see which one wins.